Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and today I want to talk to you about something that you're going to think I'm crazy for asking you to do, but it really matters. It really helps. If you want great help from someone, great support, you want to figure something out, I'm going to give you 3 rules today on how to complain. And not just complain, but I mean be a world-class complainer, like the kind of complainer that gets results, not by being, a bitcher and a moaner and a squeaky wheel, but by being good at seeking support, good at being a complainer. I want you to be a best of breed, world-class complainer, okay? Because it's just going to help you. And it's, from what I've learned, going to get you to where you want to be faster, and that's kind of what we want, right? So the first thing I want you to do when you go online and you post on Facebook or you ask a question on Twitter, you go to a help desk site for a piece of software or hardware, please give as much detail as you possibly can. Don't just say, "This sucks, man. It doesn't work." Or, "I can't log in." I can't tell you how many times people send things like that to me for rehearsal, and I need to know why. I need to know what's going on. What exactly did you try? What didn't work? What happens when you try to log into the app? What errors do you get? What browser are you using? What version of system software are you using? What message pops up for a moment and then disappears? What happens? Don't just be general. Give as many details as you possibly can. Because eventually, if you're going to get help, you're going to have to give more details because people will ask for them. They'll say, well, what happens when you log in or when you try to log in? Beat them to the punch. Give them as much as you make screenshots. Figure out what should be working or what you expect to work and describe that. I thought what would happen is the whole screen would become yellow and instead it became green. Have you restarted your device, your computer or your smartphone? Did you try things that kind of worked? Maybe didn't work? Who knows? What else did you try? So be as detailed as you possibly can, because eventually you're going to have to cough up the details anyway, because all you're going to do is delay the inevitable. Somebody's going to go, well, what happens when you try this? Or what happens when you try that? Or whatever. So that's the first thing. Be as detailed as you possibly can on our road to being a world-class complainer. Second, I want you, when you answer questions, when somebody asks, hey, does anybody know how to do this? Do me and everybody else a favor and don't guess. Don't post something because you think you know. Don't post something because you've heard that this works. Post when you know, for sure, when you know exactly what the answer is, or when you know exactly where to find the answer. Oftentimes people will ask questions that make the website letmegooglethatforyou.com famous. I mean, you can look an inordinate number of things up that people post on help sites and on Facebook groups and in timelines and stuff. A lot of the stuff that people post looking for questions, you can Google that, right? But more importantly, when you get that urge to go, well, I don't know if this will work, but I've heard that, don't. Just simply suppress that urge. Somebody else will answer the question. You're not the king of the forest this week. You're not the head of the class this week. Next week you will be, right? Next week, somebody will post something and you'll know the answer. So if you don't know the answer, please don't post a guess, okay? So that's 2. Be as detailed as possible. Don't post what you think you know, but post what you know. The third one is, and this is something that kind of has arisen because of the way Facebook works, because of the way Twitter works, because of the way many websites mimic that posting, comment, reply, posting, comment, reply. Don't hijack the thread. When the OP, which is the technical term for the original poster, the first person to post something in a group, on a site, in a comment thread, underneath a blog post, whatever, the original poster of something asks a question, resist the urge to hijack the thread. Oh, you're asking about normalizing your audio to minus 3 dB? That reminds me, what is a dB? What does that mean? Don't do that. Don't do that, because people are seeing that original post and they're reading through things and they want the answer. It happens all the time with anything that's remotely political, right? You want to see this happen like instantly, go to any blog post about politicians that are currently in power. Immediately, that's a divisive thing. People hijack the post and call the party that they don't agree with, the people that are in that party, idiots and morons, and it just immediately gets hijacked. Doesn't answer the original question. Same thing happens with technology. Somebody asks a question about one thing, and then someone kind of hijacks the thread and asks a different question. It kind of reminds me of, this. Plus, if you do that, the chances of you getting your question answered, that new hijacking the thread question answered, becomes more remote because it's buried in all of the comments. So what do you do instead? Instead of hijacking the thread, start a new one. Post a new comment. Don't post a new question after there's been a series of answers in a thread. Don't hijack the thread. So what have we said? Be as detailed as you possibly can, right? Post what you know, not what you think you know, and don't hijack the thread. If you've got a new question that something has reminded you of, post it originally as new. Post a brand new comment so that everybody else can fall in line and help you out. Does that make sense? If you do these things, I guarantee you that you will get to the answer faster. If you can provide all the details you can, if you don't post what you think you know, but you actually post what you're sure you know, and even then you could be wrong, but at least you're closer to the point. And then finally, don't hijack the thread. If you do all those things, I guarantee you're going to have a much better time trying to figure things out. Okay? So, a little bit of practical advice today. I'm David H. Lawrence the 17th. If you want to sign up for my channel here on YouTube, if you're seeing this on YouTube or on VioDaGogo.com, you can just sign up, click my ugly mug right there. And also, if you want to see my latest video, well, that's the one that you want to click on, the one that I've just recently released. And in the meantime, I hope you get your problem solved. I do. I'm David H. Lawrence the 17th. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.